Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another brand new video on my channel. And in today's video, I want to talk about prop firms, the ROI that you can truly make out of them, and how I was able to turn $1,000 from Top Step into 100K plus in payouts. And to really put that into perspective, that is literally a 100x ROI on your money, because I spent only 1K on Top Step fees to turn that 1K into 100K plus in payouts. And I'm gonna go over today really on the mindset that you truly need to be able to do so. So yeah, to just dive straight into today's video, like I said, you don't need to spend as much money as you guys think in order to get a positive ROI on these prop firms. You don't even need to be profitable, matter of fact, to be getting payouts from prop firms. I know that sounds crazy, but if you think about it this way, every prop firm account, you can get a 10 to 20x ROI per account. And therefore, what that means is you're able to get one payout to cover every 10 accounts you receive, and you'll be break even. Matter of fact, most people don't even need 10 attempts to get one payout, okay? But a lot of you guys are, because you're self-sabotaging a lot, or you're just gambling. And the thing is, what I want to talk about is, I was able to literally get a 100x ROI. Again, you guys, what I had recommend is when you're trading prop firms, you should not be aiming for the sake of rinse and repeating prop firms. The actual best way to trade prop firms is not increase your spending, but rather just focus on risk management and taking it slow. I know the point of many people trading prop firms is, I want to get payouts as fast as possible. I want to get this payout, I want to get that payout. Can I keep increasing my spending? I bet the more I spend money on, the more payouts I'll receive and be able to request. That is not necessarily true. Matter of fact, I think it's more often than not the opposite. If you guys look at the top leaderboards and you see success interviews with many of the successful prop firm traders, you'll notice that the best traders aren't the ones that are actually spending the most money on prop firm fees and challenges. The ones that are failing at prop firms are the ones spending the most money on fees and challenges. The ones that are actually succeeding are the ones that are spending the least amount and getting the most ROI back. There's even an interview out there, I forgot which firm it was, I think it was Tradeify, but essentially they're saying their best trader, or on their leaderboard, spent literally nothing. Like he hasn't blown a single prop firm account, hasn't blown a single challenge, hasn't blown a single funded account. He's only been receiving payouts. And that's how you guys should be viewing your own trading. You should be trying to receive payouts and not blow these accounts, because the more that you continuously blow these accounts, you're wasting more time. Every single time you have to get a new account, you have to spend 1 or 2 days to pass it. If there is a consistency rule, you have to spend 2 days to pass it. If there is not a consistency rule, well, I guess you can pass it in 1 day, but that 1 day is 1 day of profit where you could have added a green day to your next payout. And so because of this, you have to put this into perspective and realize how much you're really losing in terms of opportunity cost when it comes to prop firms, because you can continuously, even if you're getting payouts, you're getting payouts and blowing the account after.
Refers to the potential.
So,
sorry, could you say that again, please?
all right, we gotta turn off Mercedes. I don't know what just happened there. I must have heard my voice. Regardless, my point is, stop trying to treat prop firms as a video game where you're trying to rinse and repeat payouts and blow the account. You should not be trying to blow the account or should over leverage after you get that first payout. I would highly recommend stick to consistent risk management of 1/10 of your max drawdown every trade, and keep sticking to that even if you have a buffer. Now, until a certain point, yes, your buffer gets bigger or you get moved to a live account, then you can increase your risk. Otherwise, until then, highly recommend keeping it very consistent and only increasing when you truly have a substantial buffer. And I mean substantial. Again, you don't want to be blowing prop firm challenges to then buy another account, buy another challenge, and then try to pass it in 1 or 2 days, and then try to restart from zero. It's not worth your time, in my opinion. Even though you can have potential higher, bigger payouts, what's the point if at the end of the day you're not making much money? You're spending more time and opportunity cost trying to pass challenges. Stop spending money and time on fake money. When you're trading these challenges and prop firm accounts, they're not real money. They're just a demo environment, and you can even argue fund accounts sometimes are demo, or most times are demo environments, but you can still request money to your actual bank that you can actually touch. But in these challenges, you cannot. All the point of challenge is to delay you and make you spend more money, and that's how you guys should be viewing these challenges. Now, if you're not profitable yet, of course, I would really recommend take the challenges slow. But if you're already consistently profitable trader, there's no reason to take the challenges slow. In my personal opinion, it doesn't make any sense to. Like, why would you? What's the purpose? What's the point? At that point, you might as well just, pass them as quick as possible. Because if you're already profitable, like I said, it's fake money, demo environment. There's no reason to spend your time slowly trying to pass these evals when it doesn't affect how much money you're actually putting into your wallet until you get to that funded stage. So I would highly, highly recommend you guys pass the evals quick if you're already profitable. If you're not, take them and treat the evals as real accounts. Treat the evals as if it's like your personal account and you need to make a nice ROI on them. That is personally the best way to treat your evals in everything that you trade. Because if you're not already profitable, all you're gonna do whenever you guys try to, spend more money, rinsing, repeating evals, you're just wasting capital when you haven't even proven to yourself that you're profitable. So stop doing that and start actually spending money on the things that matter. Start spending money on your education. Start spending money on investing into learning more things that can improve your trading. Even if you already have a profitable edge or strategy, there's always some way to improve your trading. Now, there's a diminishing return curve at some point. Yes, that is completely true. But I do genuinely believe that, there's nothing wrong with learning more in trading. Learn something, see if you can apply it to your trading strategy system that you currently have. If you cannot, skip it and move on. If you can, that's even better. That's perfect. Now you have some way to improve your net risk reward you can make a month or a year. Improve your win rate, maybe increase your RR, find ways to get better entries. All these things are equally as important in your trading as your mindset. So I wanted to challenge you guys, man. Like I said, stop blowing these evals or funded accounts. Keep them as long as you can. I remember I blew so many types of challenges before I became profitable. At least, let's see, back in the day it was $50 for activation or $50 for the combine fee, and then later it was $150 for activation. So each account top set was $200 to get a 50K account. That's what I meant. I spent 1K, I got 5 50Ks, and I ran those up to 100 plus in payouts. That is 100x ROI on your money. Not blowing the funded accounts and keeping them alive, and now I'm obviously already on Top Step Live, okay? So that's the ultimate goal for you guys to reach, right? You want to reach that stage, not necessarily live specifically, but most of reach a stage where you keep all your funded accounts for a very substantially long time and not have to worry about buying new challenges and having to go through the evaluation phase again and prove yourself when you already know you're a profitable trader. It's just you're letting your emotions dictate whether or not you truly are profitable when it comes to trading live. So I spent easily, I blew over 200 probably top sub accounts. Let's see, 200. Yeah, I probably blew around 200 top sub accounts, okay? So that sounds crazy. Some of you guys have blown way less or way more. I blew over 200 top step 50K accounts before I became profitable. And during that phase, I remember I would get funded a few times, but I never get to pay out. And it's because I kept on rushing the process. I kept on trying to get payouts as soon as I got the funded account. I would activate, at some point in the beginning, I could not pass challenges at all. But once I was able to consistently pass challenges, my next issue wasn't passing the challenges, but rather it was being able to get a payout. And I feel like that's where some of you guys are right now. You can pass these challenges, but you can't get it to a payout. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to getting to a payout, I realized the more I rushed the process and trying to get to the payout, the longer it took me to get a payout, and the faster I blew the accounts without any money back in my wallet or pockets. So you guys got to keep that in the back of your mind. That is, take it slow, take the evals quick, okay, but take the fund accounts very slow. If you want to really never blow the account, risk 1/20th of max drawdown. There's no way your strategy is going to lose 20 L's in a row. Okay, if you have a strategy that loses 20 times in a row within a set period of time and you can't get it net green to pay out, I'm going to be honest, it's time to switch strategies, because your strategy most likely doesn't have an edge. It doesn't have true expectancy, or positive expectancy at least, because 20 L's in a row is like a 10% win rate system. That is, to me at least, I can't trade something that's 10% win rate. My strategy's system data, if you trade it correctly, is a 60 to 65% win rate at a 3 to 4 hour average. That is very sustainable in the long run, and my mental is not too cooked. But if you're trading 10% win rate with the potential loss of 20 L's in a row, I think it's time to switch systems, and you got to figure out a new trading strategy, because that is not sustainable on prop firms. I would recommend for prop firms, try to maintain at least a 40% win rate. 40% is easy doable on prop firms. There are some prop firm traders that have a 30% win rate, and they're cooking the markets. They're rinsing these prop firms of payouts. They're not blowing their accounts because their risk management and their mental is so on point, to the point where they don't have to worry about buying a new combine or challenge because they're not racking up fees. Another benefit really of not blowing these accounts and maintaining them as long as possible, risking low on your funded accounts and taking it slow, is that you learn more about yourself, you learn more about consistency and what it truly means to become profitable and not a gambler. See, what gamblers love to do is risk very high once they get to the funded stage. They just want the money. They don't actually care about the trading. They don't actually care about the trading process. Yes, we are all here to make money, but money should be a byproduct of good trading habits, not the main focus. Like, you will make money as long as you focus on the trading process. So at the end of the day, the key takeaway to today's video, man, is really take the funded accounts slow, take your time to get your payouts, focus on the process, not the money, and do not try to not forcefully, but do not blow your funded accounts. Keep them as live as long as humanly possible. That is the ultimate way of long-term success in trading, because it's also putting a lot less financial stress on you. Imagine having to spend 2 to 5K every month on evals. That is nuts, okay? That is completely nuts. On evals, okay? Evals, not funded accounts, just straight up evals. Nowadays, there's no activation fees, so sure, funded accounts. But regardless, my point still stands, and that point is the fact that if you can get rid of those monthly costs of spending money on evals, think about it this way. You can get, now, since there's no activation fees, you can get 5 top step accounts for $500, 50Ks. Trade a 5 for 5, each firm 500. You can have 50, okay, plus 20 Apex. Let's say you use Tradify, Lucid, My Funded Futures, Top Step, Apex. That's 5 firms. Each one, I believe you can have 4 or 5 accounts. So that's 20, and then Apex has 20. So you can literally have 40 funded accounts, and all you have to do is pay one time. But imagine you keep blowing these accounts and you have to pay several times. That's just not good. But anyway, hope you guys do enjoy today's video. I'm gonna end it here, y'all, and I'll see you guys in the next video. If you guys want more from me, there's a free Discord server. Otherwise, check out the 100 course and mentorship, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.